Bum-ba-da-dum! Hey y'all, let's learn some mandolin rhythm today. And I've got a free download for you too, chord chart and another quick guide for how to find chords in various keys. I'll tell you how to get that here in just a moment. But I just finished like a 45-minute lesson on mandolin rhythm, dealing particularly with what I call the closed position number one. And that's just this big old fat four-finger chop. You hear it, you see it all the time. It's one of the most traditional chord positions that we find on the mandolin. And what's cool about it is that you can find every major key on the mandolin neck using that one position and one variation. And that's what I want to explain to you. First, let me just show you how to play it. It's a little awkward to play at first, but you will get it. And you can just search videos of like little kids playing mandolin and you'll see that they can do it. So I know you can do it. Just takes a little work. But I'm going to start with my middle finger on the 3rd fret, my index finger on the 2nd fret, my ring finger on the 5th, and my pinky on the 7th. And this happens to be a G chord. Now, mechanically, how do we play that chord? Well, we're going to let the mandolin rest at the base of my index finger there. And then I'm going to curl my fingers around where it looks like my fingernails are pointed toward my right shoulder. I don't want to point them toward the ceiling. We'll never get that shape. But if we let our hand kind of roll and cant this way, we can get it with a little work. If you can't get your pinky right off the bat, that's okay. Keep working on it. And then our thumb's just going to lightly fall over the top of the neck. Now, this happens to be a G chord. And that's what I want to talk about. How do I know this is a G chord? I know it's a G chord because 2 of my fingers are playing a G note, which is the root of the chord. And those fingers are my middle finger and my ring finger. So whenever I make that shape, no matter where I am on the mandolin, whatever notes that my middle finger and ring finger are playing, that's the chord that I'm playing. All right, keep that in mind. So if I'm playing it here, this is a G note, this is a G note. They're 1 octave apart. You can hear it. So when I do that shape, I'm playing a G chord. That means as long as we know where our notes are roughly, or we can figure them out, we can play whatever chord we want. For instance, if we were to move it up 2 frets, where would my middle finger be? It would be on an A note. Guess what chord this is? It's an A chord. So we could just walk it right up the mandolin. We could start on G, walk up to the A. We could do B flat, B, C. And once we get up to C with this particular chord pattern, it gets pretty cramped. Not only that, we run into a lot of overtones in our mandolin, and we lose a lot of the chop sound that we want to get once we get up super high. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a variation of this same pattern to get the rest of our chords. Now, how do we do that? Well, let's go back down to G, and let's use this chord shape to get a C chord using only 3 chords. Or 3 fingers. How am I going to do that? Well, I want you to take your chord shape and I want you to move everything up 1 string toward the ceiling this way. So if I take that same shape and I move everything up, here's what it looks like. Now, what happens to my pinky? My pinky runs out of strings to play. That's okay. So your pinky gets a rest, and we're just playing 3 fingers on the bottom 3 strings. Now, the same rule applies. Wherever my middle finger and my ring finger are, that's the chord that I'm playing. So this 3-string chord now is a C chord because I've got a C note there and a C note there. And that's the cool thing about mandolin tuning, right? Is that we have equidistant intervals between all the strings. So whenever I move toward the ceiling on a mandolin, I move a 4th interval. Okay, so G, move it up, G, A, B, C. We go up 4th. There's a C chord. That's cool because a while ago we found a C chord way up here. So we can find another one right here. Both are C chords. Which means we can keep moving up the neck. Let's do that. Here's C. We can move up to a D. We can go up to an E. We can play an F. We can even go all the way up and get another G chord. That's pretty cool. But again, we're starting to run out of real estate there. So that's where we could start back over down here with another G chord. So what we've done is we've taken 1 chord position, this closed major position number 1, I'd call it, and we went from G to G. We went up the neck in a 4-finger variation, came back down, started over with a 3-finger variation, carried it all the way up to G. That's pretty cool, huh? So now you can find any major chord that you want to on the mandolin using this particular position. There are other positions, of course, but this is a good one, particularly whenever you're wanting to get that good bluegrass chop sound. Now, about the downloads. I've got all of those chords I just showed you on a chord chart. You can check it out in the most common bluegrass keys. And then also I have a 1-4-5 quick guide. That's just a quick guide to know how to find your 1, 4, and 5 chords in no matter what key that you're in. Both of those are located on my forum for free. You just follow the link. It's either here in this video or in the description. Go check that out. But while you're there, you want to check out that rhythm lesson that I just taught. You'll find that link here too, because it's like a 45-minute lesson, not only teaching what we just did in more depth, but how the formula works to play songs. So if we're playing a song in G, it's got a 1, 4, and 5 chord. How can I quickly move back and forth between those 1, 4, and 5s using the patterns that we just learned? I think you'll really dig it. Go get those downloads. And if you like this video and you want to learn more, you want to be notified when they come out, you've got to subscribe. Come on. 117,000 of you now have subscribed. And not only that, click the little bell because that notifies you whenever I drop a new video. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Instagram. I'm always giving away free stuff and making cool little resources like this. So, and again, I'd love to have you as a Gold Pick member on the site because there you have over 500 lessons now on banjo, guitar, and mandolin. So go check that out too. Have a great day. Play those chops.